right, I'm Nick. Today we're going to talk about how to fish a soft plastic jerkbait. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite lures. We've done videos in the past and I'll put links below. One of them is called Defeating Floating Grass. The other one is How to Rig It. And I'll go over how to rig it briefly today and give you a little bit of insight into that and show you the videos of us fishing. It is a great lure. It is a very versatile. You can use it all year, cold, hot, doesn't matter. I love it. When I first moved to Florida, it was my confidence bait. It's all I really knew fishing little bass ponds in Ohio, nothing special. And I can always go catch fish on it. And I know that redfish, trout, flounder, I've caught some amazing flounder on it. I like it, okay? So, but before we go into details about that, we are gonna give away all the lures that we do these videos about, right? So last week we did the 17MR Mirror Lure video series, and we're gonna give all 6 of them away. So if you comment on this jerkbait video, you are gonna have a chance to win 2 packs of soft plastics and a bag of hooks, right? These lures were won by Gabe Schilke. If I pronounced your last name, I am sorry. Here's a little photo. I commented on your comment and let you know you won. Send me an email at Nick@Navarre Kayak Fishing with your address, and I'll get those shipped out to you. I appreciate everybody watching and commenting. Now, let's move on into the soft plastic jerkbait, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you guys a deal on the website so you can purchase some and get hooks for free too, okay? This is a very easy lure to use if you do everything correctly, okay? But ergonomics and kayak positioning is very, very important. And as you can see in this video, it is important to keep the kayak pointed one direction and then cast the lure at 12 o'clock. That is going to allow you to take the rod tip and move it off to the left till we'll say 10 o'clock, right? Just keep it simple. 12 and 10. That way the rod's over here, the lure's over there, and you can twitch the rod, the lure moves, and you can reel and you can set the hook back here. If you're working the lure over here in the side, way left of you, say 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and you're moving the lure, where are you gonna set the hook, okay? If you do that, you will miss a ton of fish. So it's very, very important to make sure your rod is 45 degrees from the lure at all times so you can reel down on the fish and set the hook. Fishing the soft jerkbait takes a little bit of skill. Once you get it down, it is super easy and it produces bites in all kinds of weather. So first off, let's talk about rigging. Now we're gonna go over it very simple real quick. This is a 5/0 hook. It's the hook I recommend. Now, people will be like, well, you don't need a 5/0 hook to catch a trout. You do not. You are 100% correct. I don't care about the catching of the fish. I am more concerned about how the lure is going to behave. This 5/0 hook weighs a bunch more than a 3/0 hook. Now, that might not seem like much when you're holding it, but in the front of this lure, it makes all the difference, okay? So we're just gonna come through the front, come down, and I had that video below so you guys can go look at this in more details. Right through here, poke yourself in the finger, pull it there, push it forward, bring it back, and now it is weedless and it is ready to go. Tie a loop knot to your 15-pound fluorocarbon, hit the water. Very, very simple. The 5/0 hook will help it sink better and it will glide left and right when it darts, and that is what we want when we're fishing it. So the first thing you should do, just like the 17MR video, toss it in the water next to the kayak, look at it, make sure it is darting correctly, make sure it's hooked perfectly straight, make sure that lure is moving around, looks good, it's not spinning or helicopter and doing anything crazy in the water. Just verify that you're good to go and then start fishing. Also, while it's in the water, you can watch it sink, figure out how fast it is sinking. If you have heavy current, it's gonna move slow. If you have fresher water, it's gonna sink slower, move slower, sink slower. Those are things you need to see at the kayak so you know what it's doing when you throw it in the water, because you need to think about what that lure is doing while it's in the water, okay? We talked about the 17MR, and if it's up here, it's not in the strike zone. Sometimes it needs to be down here, and you need to learn to count that down. So you'll see in these videos that it's not very, very hard. You're gonna watch this first video clip, okay? And this is gonna be something that really shows you that less is more with certain types of lures. A lot of times people will get bites when they're distracted because you stop moving the rod tip. You stop doing stuff and the lure takes over by itself. In this instance, I cast out there, twitch, 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 pause, let it sink a little bit, twitch, twitch, and I look to my right. And as soon as I look to my right, thump, the fish hits it, reel down, set the hook. Now, not an absolute monster by any means, but it shows the point of this lure, twitch, 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 and then you pause it and it does this. Ugh. And sometimes it'll fall, see, it's like the kayak, this tail will like spring a little bit and it'll kick off to the corner all by itself. And that little tiny natural unassisted movement gets a bite all the time. And it is important for you to understand that and see it. Those two little fins back there, little tail, little split tail, are your best friends. They add in a ton of additional action to the lure. If you put a jig head on here, that lure, that action is gone. That's why I like to fish it weightless. It just falls into the strike zone just like you want it to. You can throw it out there, you can let it sink slow, get it down to the strike zone, and then work it back. Twitch, twitch, pause, twitch, pause. And remember, you're not moving that rod tip, 3 feet. You're moving the rod tip just a little bit. Now, if you have a very sensitive or bendy rod, we'll call it bendy just so it's easy to see, flimsy, bendy, whatever you want to call it, it will allow you to move the rod tip further because the tip doesn't move. You can move the rod, the tip stays there, right? You need to consider those things. If you have a very, very stiff rod, yeah, just a little bit of movement is all you need. Keep that in mind when you are watching these videos. Your equipment is going to differ a little bit from what I am fishing. Now, I caught some good fish that morning. It was overcast, so the fish were feeding a little bit slow. That was like day 4 of the cold front, and finally the water temperatures were finally catching up with the outside temperatures. I had a bunch of short strikes. You can see one in this video here, but I ended up catching a few nice keepers. I think the biggest fish was just shy of 18, and I lost a good fish, which was completely my fault because I was like, I don't need a net. I'll just flip it in the kayak, and it got off. I easily caught the Florida, 3 trout limit here in Northwest Florida. They were all decent fish, 16 to 18 inches. And I had a good morning. It was fun. I enjoy going out and fishing these different lures. Going forward, we're going to fish some different lures starting tomorrow. For the week, we're going to fish, Jamie and I, we're going to do some Yozuri 3DS minnows in the 2 3/4 inch. I've actually loved this lure. I started using it last fall. It's just fun to use different lures, but you have to have confidence and learn how to fish them. That's the whole point of all of these videos, okay? We are also going to introduce a new thing called Buy Me a Lure. Ideally, you guys are interested enough in this video series to help us purchase the lures. They usually average about $8 a piece. So we're going to set something up that you guys can make a one-time commitment to a set number, or you can subscribe for a set number, say $5 to $8 every month for the next 12 months and help us buy these lures. We're going to give them all away, okay? So we're just going to take them, we're going to fish them, we're going to do sit downs just like this with the video clips of us catching those fish, and we're going to give them away. All right, so if you are still watching, in the beginning of the video, I told you that we'd have a deal. So anyone who goes on the website and buys 2 packs of soft jerkbaits, I'm going to give you the 5-pack of 5/0 hooks for free. There is no coupon code or anything needed. The first 10 people who do it will get these put in there, no questions asked, and shipped out to you. Once the 10 is gone, the 10 is gone. I greatly appreciate that, and we'll keep doing stuff like that in the future. If you guys have any comments or questions, let me know. Tell me what your favorite color soft jerkbait is in the comments, and maybe you will win the prize package. Thanks for watching.